Life Unscripted for you. We are back. We are back. We are talking about men. Yep. We are talking about ourselves this time. More and more as I go week by week, I live this life. I go through day by day. I see so much that we have to just get better at. I'm talking about myself. Really talking about myself. We have to get better at. We have to be better at being accountable and being accountable one to another and being a man of our word. If we're going to stand up and be counted for something, be counted for something. If we're going to stand up and represent something, let's represent it, okay, to the best of our ability. Don't we just have to do that? Especially I'm talking about believers, especially when we talk about the church, especially when we talk about the men in the church. If you're going to step up in this community, in this gathering of place in a building, if you're going to step up and be responsible, if you're going to step up and be present for something, then be present for it. Be present for it and do it to the best of your ability. Do it just as if it was you. Do it just as if it was you. We're going to get into some word today. We're going to get into this word. I don't have my notes or anything, but this is just something in my heart. Sometimes I do this. If I have it in my heart, I'm just going to give it. We'll get back to some kind of formal things that we should be thinking of as men. But listen to this. I'm going to start reading this. I got few passages to read, but just bear with me. Bear with me. I truly believe you're going to get something out of it. I truly believe you're going to get something out of it. Okay, this is John chapter 13, and I'm going to start reading in verse 31. But this just to set this up as a foundation, again, I'm going to start reading 31. But this is the supper, and Jesus has just pretty much told Judas, hey, you let Judas know he know what he was doing, what was going on, and hey, go do what you gotta do, Judas. That's what he's saying. I got business to take care of here with these ones, but you go ahead and do what you have to do, Judas. So, this being the case, something really important must going to happen. Something really important Jesus is going to be saying here now to these disciples and these followers. So listen to this, verse 31. Therefore, when he was gone out, Jesus said, this is Jesus speaking, now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God be glorified in him, God shall also glorify him in himself, and shall straightway glorify him. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye love one another. So I'm going to hold fast right there. Ask ourselves, do we love one another? Your brother in the church, do you love him? I ain't talking about if he lovable. Do we love one another? Do we care for one another? Are we thoughtful for one another? I'm talking about the brothers here. Are you thoughtful for one another? Can you embrace one? I was in service and the pastor was doing a demonstration. You know how sometimes we do demonstrations. He was using a couple of guys. And the demonstration called for these group of men to just embrace, and they were uncomfortable in doing so, and I noticed, and I said, that should not be. We should not be uncomfortable to embrace our brothers. We shouldn't be uncomfortable just to check on our brothers, see how they're doing. We shouldn't be uncomfortable to do that? Are we loving one another? Because if you can look at yourself, and I'm going to be examining myself over the next couple of weeks. If you can look at yourself and see where you're not walking in love, you got to ask God to help you with that. Really, you got it in you. It's if you want to allow it to come out of you. If you want to allow it to come out of you. You know, if you're in the prayer ministry, or you're in the men's ministry, or if you're in the men's, whatever you doing as a representative, you know, when it calls for an action, give a response. When it calls for an action, you act. When it calls for an action, you're present. Now, we understand certain assignments may come, maybe it be family, maybe your wife or what have you, but then you communicate and that's it, and that's okay. But if not, respond, give an action, interact. How can we as men expect to receive so much, but we don't want to give to the level of what we're expecting to receive? Think about it. We want to receive so much. We want this accolade over here. We want that accolade over there. We want to be seen here. You know, we want to be asked for this and for that. But what are we willingly giving of ourselves? When there's a request for the presence, when there's a request for what you have in you, what are we giving? What are we giving? Think about that. Think about that. Are we loving our brother? Are we loving our brother? All right, so let's go to Romans 12. Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one here. I love Romans 12. I think I started reading from the beginning. From the beginning, I think. By the way, I'm reading the King James Version. So it's Romans chapter 12, and I'm gonna start reading to the beginning. I think I just read up until maybe 10. But so listen to this. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Oh my goodness. Let me hold right there for a second. Read that again. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Something has to change up in here. That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God have dealt to every man the measure of faith. Every man the measure of faith. He didn't say every man a measure of faith. See, a measure of faith can be anything, right? But the measure of faith speaks to one. It's specific. So don't think you're greater than anybody else. Don't think you're greater than that brother over there, guarding the door. Don't think about you greater than that brother over there, kneeling down and praying. Don't think you better than that brother over there, that's sitting there playing the keyboard. Don't think you better than that brother over there who sometimes don't raise his hands or not verbal in his praise. Don't think you are greater than anyone else, because God has dealt to every man the measure of faith. Verse 4 I'm at. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so don't worry about what the man over there doing, what the brother over there doing, what the brother. Don't worry about that. This brother has been asked to pray more than yourself. Maybe ask this brother to sing a song, a solo. Don't worry about that. That's his place for that moment, or that's his place for the season, or that's his calling. Should not be relevant for you. What's relevant is that he's walking in what he should be walking in. Are you walking what you should be walking in? Verse 5. So we being many are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Verse 9. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Let love be without dissimulation. The love that you're talking about, the love that the word is talking about, the love that we're talking about with our brothers, with what we share with the saints, what we share with the body, what we share with our members, should not be partial. Should not be in pieces. Here, maybe not there. Here, maybe not. Do you love your body like that? Do you say today, I'm not going to care for this hand? I don't care what happened to it. I'm not concerned about it. But however, this hand, I'm going to favor. This hand, can't nothing happen to. This hand, no, you don't do that. You don't worry about the left eye and not the right eye. You love all of you and all of your body. Let it be without dissimulation. Verse 10. Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, in honor, preferring one another. I'm not saying this. This is the word. In John 34, that was Jesus' words. That was one of the last things he wanted to make sure that he made clear in John 13 to them at the table. He did that. He wanted to make sure that was made clear. So it had to be important. Had to be important. So brothers, let's walk in love. Let's love one another. Let's work on that. Because it got to be important. It has to be important. It could be someone in your atmosphere that need to hear what you have to say. It could be someone in your atmosphere who need to see the love walk in you. And if they're able to see that, maybe that blesses them to a place where they can move their way in God. So you become a piece of a puzzle. Not for just you, but for them. For a part of a body that will go forth and do a work. All because you chose to apply your faith in the place of love. Why did I say apply your faith? Because there are times where we're emotional creatures, right? We're human. Especially, man, we get puffed a little bit and we, feel like we need to step on something, or, and we get a little bit of our feelings. Faith says, it ain't about me. I'm not going to be concerned about what this person is doing or what that person is doing. I'm gonna move in faith because I believe I'm gonna apply my faith to this little walk that I'm gonna walk. Because if I do that, then the outcome have to be positive. The outcome have to be great because my faith is gonna allow God to work. Because I'm taking it out of my hands, I'm putting it in His. So, brothers, think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that this week. Hey, listen, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you like. But definitely let some brothers hear this because we got to do better. We got to be better, and I know we are. I know we are. All we got is constant application of efforts. All we got to do is work at it. All we gotta do is work at it. All right, this has been Life Unscripted for you. We ain't going nowhere. We talk about men because we getting better. Well, we getting better. Oh, we getting more better. It's gonna happen. All right, peace.